Think Florida condos are safe because people will always want sunshine? Think again. The real story in 2026 isn't a cool down, not softening, collapsing, because while the postcards still look perfect, palm trees, turquoise water, rooftop pools, there's a financial storm rolling through Florida's condo market that doesn't care about your view. Listings sit, deals fall apart, HOAs spike like a heartbeat in a horror film, and owners who bought at the peak are learning the most brutal lesson in real estate. You can't refinance your way out of an avalanche. Here's the contradiction nobody wants to say out loud. Florida doesn't just have a condo problem, it has a condo bill coming due. Milestone inspections, structural reserve studies, special assessments, insurance pressure, buyers getting pickier, sellers getting desperate. The market isn't negotiating anymore, it's bleeding. And if you own a condo, especially in a coastal building with aging concrete, you already feel it. That equity cushion you were promised, it's evaporating. That retirement plan, it's drowning. So today, we're counting down the top 10 Florida cities where condo prices are collapsing fast in 2026, from places quietly slipping to the city that sits at the epicenter. And why does this matter right now? Because 2026 isn't the beginning of this story. It's the moment the consequences hit the bank account. If you want dramatic, data-driven housing market breakdowns without sugarcoating, subscribe. This channel tracks the numbers, the pressure points, and the human cost before the headlines catch up. All right, let's dive in. Number 10. Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville sells itself as Florida's normal city. Steady jobs, steady families, steady growth. But beneath that calm surface, the condo segment starts to suffocate. Quietly, then all at once. Here's what the market says. Median sale price $300,000, Redfin down 1.6% year over year. Redfin days on market, 58 days versus 35 days last year. Redfin median RSQF $184 Redfin Dow RSQF down 3.9% year over year Redfin. But it's not just slower sales. The reason? Jacksonville doesn't get the luxury rescue buyers that bail out South Florida. What's making it worse? Insurance and HOA realities creep upwards statewide, and condo buyers turn allergic to unknown monthly costs. And then there's the psychology. When days on market jump like that, buyers stop asking, "How fast can I win?" and start asking, "What's wrong with it?" This hurts regular people first, nurses, city workers, young buyers who picked condos as the starter home. They budgeted for a mortgage. Then the building budget explodes. Investors who chased rent, they pull back when cash flow turns negative. Sellers start cutting price and offering credits. The market turns into trench warfare, one concession at a time. Jacksonville doesn't headline the condo crash, but it feeds it. Slow becomes stuck, and stuck becomes price cuts. Gone, over, done. Number 9. Orlando, Florida. Orlando runs on fantasy, theme parks, sunshine, endless arrivals. But in 2026, the condo market lives in a different story. This isn't magic, it's math. Data bombardment. Median sale price, $422,500, Redfin up 5.6% year over year. Headline strength. Redfin days on market, 66 days versus 47 last year. Redfin sale to list price, 96.2%. Buyers negotiate harder. Redfin median or SQFT 247 Saturn down 0.8%. Yo, why Redfin? But it's not just taking longer. The reason? Orlando condos compete with one brutal rival, newer product. What's making it worse? Buyers fear special assessments in older buildings, and they don't want surprise HOA hikes when they're already stretched. And then there's the investor math. Short-term rental dreams get squeezed when costs rise faster than rents. Families living in Metro West, downtown Orlando, and around Lake Eola already feel it. The listing that should move in 30 days sits for 2 months. Every day feels like a countdown. Investors stop buying, sellers start paying closing costs, lenders tighten on buildings with financial red flags. The market doesn't crash loudly, it leaks. Orlando looks fine in headlines until you zoom into condos. That's where the pressure builds. And in 2026, pressure always wins. If you live in Orlando, downtown, Lake Nona, Thornton Park, tell me what you're seeing. Are units sitting? Are HOAs climbing? Drop it in the comments. Number 8. Tampa, Florida. Tampa once felt unstoppable. New restaurants, new towers, new money. Now the condo market starts acting like a boxer who took one too many hits. Wobbly, slipping, exposed. Median sale price, $447,000. Redfin up 8.2%. Why oh why? But watch the liquidity. Redfin days on market, 34 days versus 23 last year. Redfin sale to list price, 96.9%. Redfin migration churn, 69% search inside Metro. Notable outbound to Sarasota Redfin, but it's not just timing. The reason? Tampa's condo buyers turn ruthless when monthly carrying costs rise. What's making it worse? insurance pressure, and building reserve realities. And then there's the supply pipeline. Every new development competes against the resale market like a better armed enemy. You see it in Channelside and downtown Tampa. Owners who bought in the hype cycle now face longer holds, lower offers, and HOA increases that feel like financial shrapnel. Investors stop holding forever and start calculating exits. Sellers add incentives. Buyers demand repairs, credits, and price drops. Tampa doesn't collapse in one day. It collapses in phases. First time on market, then price cuts, then capitulation. Number 7, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Florida. Southwest Florida once screamed retirement paradise. In 2026, parts of it feel like ground zero for a housing hangover. A storm after the storm. Condo townhome median in October, $272,750 news press prior month comparison, $275,000 in September. News press regional home values down 10.3% over the past year. Zillow. Forecast signal. Cape Coral, Fort Myers expected 10.2% price decline. Metro forecast referenced widely. Naples News Florida foreclosure pressure highlighted with Lee County ranking high in national foreclosure rate discussion. Naples News. But it's not just prices. The reason? Hurricanes don't just damage buildings, they damage confidence. What's making it worse? Insurance costs, repair timelines, and buyers who refuse to inherit risk. And then there's the investor retreat. When the easy rent story breaks, the exits clog. Retirees on fixed incomes can't absorb new monthly costs. Working families can't absorb special assessments. People don't choose to sell. They get forced. Sellers slash, offer credits, and pray. Buyers lowball and wait. The market turns into a standoff. This region doesn't flirt with decline. It lives in it, and it gets worse. If you're in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Estero, or Bonita, are you seeing price cuts on condos every week? Comment what you're seeing. We're only getting started. Number 6, Sarasota, Florida. Sarasota used to feel like the refined coastal upgrade. St. Armand's glamour, Siesta Key postcards, easy luxury. Now condos sit like abandoned stage sets. Beautiful, silent, unsold. Data bombardment. Condo townhome median price dropped 15.3% in 2025 to $325,000. Sarasota County, RASM PDF months of supply, 8.1 condos, townhomes, Sarasota County. RASM PDF median time to sale, 112 days, condos, townhomes, Sarasota County. RASM PDF sellers received 90.5% of original list price, condos, townhomes. RASM PDF Redfin snapshot, median sale price 613K, down 15.8%. Yo, why? All homes, Redfin. But it's not just inventory. The reason? Florida's post-Surfside world changes condo economics. What's making it worse? Milestone inspections and structural reserve studies tighten deadlines and funding expectations, and that forces higher HOA fees or special assessments, DBPR. And then there's hurricane recovery friction. Condo repairs move slow because HOAs move slow. This crushes the second home middle class, people who bought a lifestyle and got a spreadsheet nightmare instead. Cash buyers still exist, but they negotiate like sharks. Sellers who cling to 2022 pricing get buried. Sarasota condos don't just cool, they capitulate. And the longer they sit, the deeper the cuts. Number 5, Palm Beach County, West Palm Beach area. Palm Beach County sells elegance. Worth Avenue energy, waterfront dreams, Wall Street South whispers. But in 2026, the condo side tells a darker story. Luxury doesn't cancel risk. Condo median price, $297,000, December 2025. Miami realtors down 6.5% year over year, December 2025. PDF. Miami realtors highlight longer run decline note from $317,500 to $297,000. Miami realtors condo insurance unit coverage average $1,679, average statewide. Florida realtors condo unit coverage up 1.3% from $1,656 to $1,679. JanSep, Florida realtors. But it's not just price. The reason? Condo buyers now underwrite HOAs like lenders. What's making it worse? New contract language requirements and buyer protections around milestone inspection, SIR's disclosures, raise the stakes in transactions. Florida realtors. And then there's insurance. Buyers fear that next renewal like a coming hurricane. Teachers, nurses, and retirees who counted on affordable coastal condos now face rising monthly costs and shrinking resale demand. Sellers offer credits, buyers demand inspections, documents, and discounts. Banks scrutinize building financials. The market punishes weak associations first. Palm Beach County condos don't implode overnight. They bleed out, one forced price cut at a time. Number 4, Broward County, Fort Lauderdale area. Fort Lauderdale lives on water. Las Olas, the intracoastal, glass towers staring at the sea. In 2026, that water starts to feel less like a luxury and more like a threat. Drowning isn't just a metaphor anymore. Data bombardment Broward existing condo median, $257,000 December 2025. Miami realtors down 9.27% year over year from 250 to 257,000. Miami realtors Florida condo unit insurance average 1,779. Florida realtors Florida condo disclosure rules and contracts kick in post-2024 deadlines. Florida realtors milestone inspection framework 3+ stories require milestone inspections by age triggers and deadlines DBPR. But it's not just prices falling. The reason? South Florida condos collide with the perfect storm. Insurance stress plus HOA funding plus buyer fear. What's making it worse? Older buildings face reserve funding realities that explode monthly fees. And then there's migration psychology. When confidence cracks, demand evaporates. Families who bought starter condos now face a choice: pay the higher monthly nut or sell into a falling market. That's not real estate. That's a trap. Investors don't wait. They dump. Sellers chase the market down with reductions. Buyers wait for blood in the water. It gets worse because fear spreads faster than facts. Broward condos become casualties, one building at a time, until the whole market feels like a battlefield. Number 3, Naples, Florida, Collier County pressure signal. Naples sells perfection, golf, gated communities, and money that whispers. But in 2026, even Naples shows the bruise marks. Affluence doesn't stop gravity. Data bombardment Naples led the U.S. in price decline narrative. Down 6.5% in 2025, Naples News reported gut-wrenching dollar drop, cited $50,000 Naples News. Collier single-family median referenced $720,000, down from $770,000. Naples News Florida foreclosure rate, 0.44% of residential properties, noted Naples News. December 2025, U.S. foreclosure filings, 44,990, up 57% year over year, Naples News. But it's not just one bad year. The reason? Naples lives on discretionary demand. What's making it worse? Climate concerns, ownership cost pressure, and return to office reversals described as part of the broader Florida shift, Naples News. And then there's the condo angle. Older coastal buildings face the same inspection reserve math that scares buyers statewide DBPR. Retirees who plan to downsize into a condo now stare at fees and wonder if they just bought a financial sinkhole. Luxury sellers don't like discounting. But 2026 forces the issue. The market turns from swagger to survival. Naples promised stability. In 2026, it delivers a warning. Even the rich get trapped when liquidity dies. If this is eye-opening, subscribe. And if you own in Naples, Marco Island, or Bonita Springs, are you seeing price cuts or special assessments? Tell us what's happening. Number 2, Miami, Florida. Miami built a myth. Money from everywhere, towers forever, demand without limits. In 2026, the myth cracks. The skyline stands tall, the market doesn't. Days on market, 111, up from 99 last year. Redfin Miami's broader risk narrative. Coastal Florida markets most likely to cool down include Miami Redfin. Redfin explicitly ties cooling to surging insurance costs and climate-driven factors. Redfin condo law pressure points, milestone inspections, and SIRS requirements shape buyer behavior. Statewide DBPR contract disclosure changes raise transaction friction starting 2025, Florida realtors. But it's not just time on market. The reason? Miami condos rely on confidence. Confidence in buildings, fees, insurance, and resale demand. What's making it worse? New towers compete with resale units. Insurance fear spreads. Buyers demand documents. And then there's the emotional shift. Miami used to create FOMO. Now it creates fog ET, fear of getting trapped. You see it in Brickell, Edgewater, downtown. Owners who bought for status now stare at stagnant listings and realize prestige doesn't pay the HOA. Investors who chased appreciation stop chasing. Sellers offer incentives. Buyers wait for capitulation. Banks scrutinize building financials like they're scanning for landmines. Miami promised endless upside. In 2026, it delivers the opposite, a market where the exit door gets smaller every week. Number 1, Sarasota Manatee, the condo collapse signal nobody can ignore. This region looks like paradise. Longboat Key, Siesta Key, Barrier Island sunsets. But condos here don't feel like paradise in 2026. They feel like a slow-motion collapse, a beautiful place turning into a financial crime scene. Data bombardment. Across Sarasota, Manatee Condo Townhome Reality, Sarasota County Condo median down 15.3% to $325,000. RASM PDF, Manatee County Condo median down 8.6% to $310,000. RASM PDF, Sarasota Condo inventory, 8.1 months supply. RASM PDF, median time to sale, 112 days. Sarasota condos, and 115 days Manatee condos. RASM PDF, Sarasota condo sellers accept 90.5% of original list price. RASM PDF, but it's not just supply in days. The reason? This region has a high share of older coastal condos, exactly where the inspection reserve insurance cycle hits hardest. What's making it worse? Milestone inspections and SIR's timelines force funding and repairs that ripple straight into HOA bills DBPR. And then there's hurricane damage complexity. Condos don't just fix it. HOAs debate, approve, delay, while the market punishes uncertainty. This is the real tragedy. Retirees who bought to simplify life now juggle rising fees, special assessments, and shrinking buyer pools. They feel trapped. You're not alone. This is real. Cash buyers dominate, and they negotiate like they smell fear. Sellers who resist reality get buried. Listings stack. Price cuts snowball. Sarasota Manatee promised coastal serenity. In 2026, it delivers the opposite. A condo market where the dream evaporates and the bills stay. Step back and look at what just happened across Florida. This isn't random. This isn't seasonality. This isn't a couple bad buildings. It's a pattern, and the pattern is brutal. Condos collapse first when the total cost of ownership spikes, because condos don't just sell on price, they sell on trust. And in 2026, trust breaks in 3 places at once. First, time. Days on market stretch. Orlando's up, Jacksonville's up, Miami drags. When homes sit, sellers panic. When sellers panic, comps fall. When comps fall, buyers smell blood. Second, fees. The condo market lives and dies on monthly costs. Florida's condo world now sits under milestone inspection and structural reserve study requirements that push real money into real repairs on real timelines DBPR. And those costs don't float in the air. They land on owners. Third, fear. Redfin's own 2026 outlook doesn't talk about Florida like a normal market. It explicitly ties coastal Florida cooling to natural disasters and surging insurance costs. Redfin. That's not a vibe, that's a warning flare. And here's the bigger theme. This isn't just about condos. This is about the end of the easy Florida narrative, the era where you could buy anything near the coast and assume appreciation forever. Done. The era where a building could ignore reserves and kick the can down the road. Gone. The era where buyers didn't read financials. Over. So what do you do with this? If you're a buyer, you don't chase pretty views. You chase strong buildings, strong budgets, and transparent documents. If you're an owner, you stop living in denial. You get the HOA financials. You learn the reserve schedule. You prepare like a storm is coming, because financially, it already arrived. And if you're watching this thinking, this feels like a meltdown, you're not crazy. You're early. If you want the next breakdown, where we expose which neighborhoods in Florida are seeing the ugliest price cuts and where the opportunity hides for buyers, subscribe. Drop a comment with your city and your HOA situation. Rising fees, special assessments, listing sitting. I read them all, and your story shapes the next countdown. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and I'll see you in the next one.